My name is Luis, and my speech is on Chapter 9 of our textbook, which is Real Estate Finance. In this chapter, we obviously discuss finance, but more specifically, it explains ways we can receive help for paying for real estate. Real estate finance revolves around hypothecation, which is providing title to a property without giving up possession. Now, in this chapter, we learn a lot about loans, types of loans, financial instrument clauses, interest, security devices, and lending acts. Before I get into all that, there's a principle called leverage, which is basically purchasing real estate with a very small amount of your own money and a lot of borrowed loans, a lot of borrowed funds like loans. This is important to know because a lot of investors use this principle in real estate when buying real estate. Now, a loan is the act of borrowing money and eventually paying it back in interest. And the two major components of a loan are the promissory note and a security device. A promissory note is the basic instrument used to evidence the obligation or debt, and there are three types of notes. Three are straight note, partially amortized note, and fully amortized note. A straight note is a promissory note in which the borrower repays the principal in one lump sum in maturity, while interest is paid in installments or at maturity, all due at once. A partially amortized note is a promissory note with periodic payments of principal and interest of payment at the end. And a fully amortized note is a promissory note for which the principal and the interest are paid at equal installments until the debt is paid in full. A couple of different types of loans are fixed interest rate loans, which is a loan for which the payments are the same each month of the life of the loan, and an adjustable rate mortgage, which is a loan in which the interest fluctuates periodically based on specific index, which makes the payment amount also change. Now, a few financial instrument clauses are acceleration clause, alienation clause, and subordination clause. In the acceleration clause, the lender has the right to demand immediate payment of the entire note. An alienation clause is a form of the acceleration clause assigned, transferred, or alienated. A subordination clause is parts of a trust deed or mortgage that allows for a future change in the priority of financial liens. Like I mentioned earlier when I was explaining a loan, interest is the charge of borrowing money, and interest can be calculated by multiplying principal by rate by time. And like I also mentioned earlier, loan has two major components. I explained the first one, and the second one, security devices, are written documents that pledge real property as security for a promissory note. There are also three pledged real property. There are also three type of security devices, which are mortgages, trust deeds, and land contracts. A mortgage is a financial instrument in the form of a lien that secure property for payment of a promissory note. A trust deed is a security device that makes real property collateral for the promissory note. A land contract is an instrument of finance in which seller retains legal ownership of the property until the buyer has made the last payment. The Truth in Lending Act was enacted to protect the consumer, and a couple lending acts are the Equal Opportunity Act and the Service Members Civil Relief Act of 2003. The Equal Opportunity Act is a federal law prohibiting those who lend money from discriminating against borrowers based on their race, sex, color, religion, national origin, age, or martial status. The Service Members Civil Relief Act of 2003 is a law that was passed by Congress to protect persons serving in the military from loss of real property through foreclosure. And that was my speech for Chapter 9. Thank you.